Hey, Happy New Year, everybody. Here we are in 2026. And as usual, we always approach a new year by hoping that this year is going to be better than last year. I certainly hope so because I went through some medical issues that I could have done without. But it's also raised some new challenges for me to overcome. But that's a good thing because we learn from challenges. It's also been one of the best years of my life because here I am. This is the year I came out, I transitioned, I'm living full time. 2025 has been a roller coaster, but all in all, it's treated me well in the end because here I am. Now for 2026, I'm going to keep going. That's all I can do. Continue with my transition. I mentioned in, I think, a previous video, I had some roadblocks of some of the things that I wanted to do medically with my transition that may not be open to me right now because of my past surgeries with my heart. And if that's the case, fine, I'll deal with it. I'm still doing my estrogen and I'm losing weight. I'm trying to get in shape. I've lost 35 pounds in 2025, and I want to lose another 35 to 40 pounds this year. And I'm doing it naturally, too. No, I haven't used any of the Ozempics or whatever GLP-1 drugs that are out there, which might make my weight loss faster, but it's healthier, I think, this way, a couple of pounds a week and just keep going. I had a recent health scare, which has changed some things in my life. Last weekend, I was in the hospital. I was having dizzy spells and headaches, and I wasn't feeling good. So I went in. My personal fear was I had a mini stroke. Blood clots, especially when you're on estrogen, you have to be very careful of. And I was afraid I had a stroke. Well, turns out it wasn't a stroke. I am now officially a diabetic. And it is what it is. It's something I'm just going to have to adjust to and move forward. I am on insulin and I'm taking some oral medications. And for me, it's just about changing my lifestyle, eating much better than I was, trying to exercise more, and just get in shape and be healthy. I do not feel my age. And you know what? I'm going into old age kicking and screaming, because I don't want to be an old lady. It's going to happen at some point. I can't fight it off forever, but you know what? I'm going to go in with class and style and take it as far and as long as I can. I've gotten some great compliments lately. I was talking with my therapist this week, who specializes in LGBTQ clients. And he told me about how the whole office loves me. And that kind of took me back. I'm going, really? Okay. It's nice to hear. And when I was in the hospital, I was in for 2 nights. And I'm always the type of person that is just trying to be positive. I try to smile. I try to talk to people. And there were a couple of times, there was these patients on my floor that they must have had Alzheimer's. They were screaming and yelling and cussing, not all the time, but enough that it was pretty bad. And my first morning there, after spending the night, one of the new nurses came in, and I introduced myself to her. And everyone's wonderful, calling me Millie. I wasn't looking this presentable, but it was really nice. And I asked her how her morning was going, and she said she just started her shift and she had to go see one of those patients. And there's this one who's really mean. And when she was in there, she took her plate and threw it on the floor, broke it all over the place, and she said, "That's your job, clean it up." When she got to me, she was about in tears. And I just talked to her, tried to brighten her spirits, tell her it's no big deal, you're going to be okay. And pretty soon she brightened up. We were chatting and she left in better spirits. And I did that with all the staff. And when I was on my way out, every single person said goodbye to me. It feels good. I've had some people who can't understand, like from a customer service standpoint, being nice when you don't feel like being nice. I always try to be nice, but I'm always feeling pretty positive too. So I try to spread it, pass it forward. Now, one funny thing did happen in the hospital. When they were admitting me in the ER, the nurse was asking me all sorts of medical history and questions. And then with a completely deadpan face, she asked me, "Are you currently on your period, or did you recently have your period?" Well, I just smirked a little bit and said, "I don't get those." She looked at me, and then the light bulb went off in her head, and she goes, "Okay," and she was professional about it. But it was funny and extremely affirming at the same time. And that's the one thing that's also been wonderful. Most of 2025, especially the latter half of the year, when I'm not presenting like that, I'm dressed down. It's my hair, it's regular clothes, women's clothes, but regular clothes. I got my purse when I go out, and nobody misgenders me at all. And that feels amazing. To think that maybe I've come that far. Sometimes my brain tells me, oh, well, people are just being polite. They know exactly who you are. And I have to stop thinking like that. If you call me miss or ma'am, or she, it's okay in my book, and I'll take it and move on and not think twice about it. I can't keep second guessing people's motives and intentions. If somebody were to misgender me, I'd have to see how it was done before I would gauge my response. But again, I'm not looking for conflict. I'm not looking to blow up and get in somebody's face. Be like a Lily Tino. "You misgendered me. Oh my God. I don't feel safe anymore." Fucking please. I'm not afraid of anything. And I'll just say this. I'm not afraid of what's happening in the country right now. I know a lot of other trans people, they're scared to death. And I refuse to live in fear. I'm just not going to do it. First of all, I don't think the worst is going to happen. I think most of it is talk and rhetoric for people to get votes. Because if they really honestly passed half the stuff they're talking about passing, you're going to see a revolt in this country. This little 1% of the population is going to explode. And we will get this crap overturned, especially in the next administration. But you know what? They can outlaw me, make me illegal, all they want. You know what's going to happen? Same thing they used to say about guns. When guns are outlawed, only outlaws will have guns. Well, this girl's going to be an outlaw because no one's going to stop me. You want to throw me in a mental hospital? Again, you take me kicking and screaming because I won't go quietly. Now, that's all really hyperbole, worst case scenario. Let's get down to earth. Okay, especially in states like where I live in New Jersey, there's not a chance of that happening. I know a lot of the red states are trying to pass laws. Again, they're not going to hold up because it's blatant discrimination and it's going to get overturned if anything goes to the Supreme Court because they're not going to let discrimination stand. It's against the 14th Amendment. So calm down. Let's all try to just get on with our lives and be there for each other and stick together because we're more powerful together than we are separately. Speaking of that, I'm really trying to socialize more and get out more and talk to people and just make friends. I really need to make more friends. It's been kind of hard. You would think here in northern New Jersey, so close to New York City, that there would be a lot of other trans women like me. And I've yet to find them. I know there's more in New York City, which I'm reluctant to go into New York City these days, especially now, because it's been a shit show for a while, and I think it's going to get worse. That's just my personal opinion. But I'd love to go down to the Village. I'd love to go down and hit some of the bars and clubs down there. But I won't go in by myself. I will not go into the city by myself. I'm keeping my safety first. But now we're here in 2026. I want to travel more. I'm continuing my transition in any way I can. We'll see if things get better for me as more time passes between my old surgeries and now, that maybe it gets safe for me to get what I want. So keep my fingers crossed. And I'm looking forward to the future and just seeing what it has in store. I've still been out of work. I've been out of work since over 2 years, well over 2 years. Now I'm trying to think of different things to do because for some reason, the job market doesn't want me. You know, in the beginning, it was, I think, age discrimination. And now they can discriminate even more if they wanted to. So I'm trying to look at other ways to make some money and do things I actually enjoy. On my TikTok account, I started a paranormal channel that I'm going to be talking about all things paranormal and weird and whatever. And here on this channel, you'll notice I have been posting my show, Transdimensional Realities, which is a video podcast show where I interview guests every week and we talk about all sorts of wild stuff. The newest video, which will be coming out Thursday, deals with ghosts, ghost investigations. Getting back to basics, so to speak. I've been a paranormal investigator myself for over 20 years. I used to run my own teams, although I think my old teammates would be a little shocked to see me these days. A couple of them know, but yeah, that would be interesting. But I want to get back out there more too. I haven't investigated in a while, and again, it's all these things. This is a year where I want to pick up, stop sitting around, waiting for things to happen. I need to make things happen. I need to work on my relationships. I've talked a lot about one in-law that I felt is struggling with me. And you know what? I have to take my fair share of the blame on that one because I can be very standoffish and I push people away sometimes. Especially, you know, if I feel like they don't understand me. And, you know, that's an old habit that the old me used to do. I don't want to do that anymore. I would like to try to find a way to compromise, make amends. I mean, this person's been totally supportive of me, and yet I can tell she's struggling a little bit. And you know what? I want to still be in her life, and I want her in mine. So we need to work on that together and have some conversations. There's some challenges along with this and family. I mean, this year I've got to come out to my mother. She's one of the last people I have to come out to. She's 89. I mean, it could go either way. Knowing my mother, I think she's going to flip out. But then I want to do this soon so that if I go out maybe in the summer, some months and time have passed, that she has a chance to start getting used to it. Maybe we have some more conversations. Because the last time I was out there, I hid it. I dressed down. I was the dutiful, well, not so dutiful son. But I'm full-time now, and that's not happening, and I'm not going back. This is who I am. This is what makes me happy. And I know so many people out there have family that doesn't understand at all. People have lost family. They've lost family and friends who refuse to accept. I prepare myself for that. I have a couple of nephews who don't know, and one is a very hard right-winger. And I can only imagine what he'd say. Hopefully, we can work out something where we don't lose contact, but people have to make their own decisions. And I've made my decisions and I'm moving forward. So that is my course. I'm staying my course. I don't know why. I'm feeling so very optimistic about this year in a lot of ways. There's a lot of challenges ahead. I don't kid myself in that. There's a lot of challenges. I am going to do my best. I'm going to be a good person. And I'm going to move forward in being my authentic self and live my life. And this is the thing that a lot of people who don't understand being transgender, this is not my whole identity. Everything that I used to like before, I still like now. All my hobbies, all my nerdy quirks, I'm a big nerd, movie-wise, and it's just, I'm me. And so I'm going to continue to be me, despite what the exterior package shows. Although my mannerisms and my voice and everything is a lot more feminine too. That's something people need to get used to, I guess. So in any case, I've rambled enough for one update video, but I just wanted to post this for the beginning of 2026. And I hope you all have a wonderful year this year. Let's try to make it as good as possible. And as I like to say on my podcast, let's be good humans. And we'll talk to you soon.